that's right. Come on, keep clapping, keep clapping. This is motivation. That's right. Come on, right here, say it, say it, say it. This is motivation.
Hey out there, Always in Stitches fans on our YouTube channel. We, Peter's behind the camera. Say hi, Peter.
Hi, everybody.
Yep. And so it's funny, people come in and it's like, oh, I recognize his voice, but they don't always know what he looks like. So if you're here
This
doing...
is what I sound like.
This is what he sounds like, that's right. So I'm Cappy from Always in Stitches. And last week, if you guys saw on our Facebook group, if you were watching on our Facebook page, you saw some little snippets of things. Lenine Burrow, who owns our store, and I went to Dallas, Texas for what's called Modavation. And it's a shop owners retreat. We were there with 120 other people from shops. I don't know how many shops were represented, but there was 120. A lot of people came in pairs, like they brought their owner and the manager, whatever. And we went to Dallas, Texas, where the Moda fabric headquarters is located. Now, Moda's been in business over 50 years, and so they have a beautiful facility. Oh my goodness, so lovely. 5 warehouses. One is primarily fabric, one is primarily notions, and I'm talking, you know, huge warehouses. And then they've got a building that is where when the fabric comes in on great big rolls, they rewind it and put it onto bolts and cut kits, and they have offices and all that. So it's a huge complex, beautiful facility. Of all the fabric industry distributors and companies, Moda is certainly one of the top. They really do it well. It's a beautiful company that's well run and has a real heart for the industry. They really, really care. They have really good designers, and what this event was created the opportunity for us to do was to spend 3 days. We really could have spent more, but we went in on Monday. We were there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We flew home on Friday, and we spent those 3 days just immersed in time working with the designers and the company people who work for Moda, their marketing people, their sales people, just the whole Moda company was available to us to ask questions and try and do what we can to make our businesses better and to help them know what to supply to the quilt shops. They actively spend a lot of time talking with us saying, you know, what do you need? How can we make it easier for you to do business? But the fun part, what we did was we get to sew. And it is designed also for us to kind of get a break away from the business of running a business. So we get to make projects, which is so fun because I've heard so many people say, I want to open a quilt shop because I just want to make quilts all day. Well, if you want to make quilts all day, don't open a quilt shop because you will not get anything done. You'll be working all the time. But I want to show you some of the things we made because they're telling you what's coming in the future with us. So if you've seen the pictures, you saw some of them. This is one thing we made. This is really cool. This is a table runner, obviously, although the lady in front of me brought it around like this and made it into a bag. She made it into a tote bag. So she sewed this in together, made a gusset, put some handles on it, and she made it into a bag. And I was like, you know, there isn't a single table runner pattern that you really couldn't turn into a big tote bag if you wanted to. So anyway, that was a fun idea. Lenine loves patriotics, so this is going to go to her house. The way this is made, it was a stitch-in, it's a Take It Easy Quilt As You Go printed batting. So it's a table runner mat, and you have this batting that's printed, and you lay your fabric and you do the flip and fold method so that you quilt as you go. And I literally made this in a couple hours, maybe. I bet it was even less than that, maybe an hour and a half. I even machine sewed on the binding because that's the kind of gal I am. So you got that last minute project that you need to get ready to send to for a gift or something, this would be a perfect thing to do. And this was with the lady whose name has escaped me, who designed the Creative Grids Stripology ruler. GE Quilt Designs. So she's GE Quilt Designs, but her name's Grenda something. She has a lovely accent, delightful lady. Had a lot of fun with her. Her husband came to the event, and he was our DJ. And he took the song Celebration and turned the words into Modavation. And so that was our theme song, and we would be dancing around and clapping. You know, it's like camp for shop owners. It's like summer camp, you know. It was fun. So that was our theme song. So that's one project we made. And so the format was we would have sewing time in the morning, we'd have lunch, sewing time in the afternoon, have dinner, sewing time in the evening. And then classes in between there too on different topics that were relevant to our business, like marketing or how to run some programs in your store to have things for your customers to do. So that was fascinating. So this was one thing we did. Another thing we did, now this is incomplete, and I'm going to hold up what I made, but I'm going to hold it back here. Very far away. Is it far enough away? Peter's laughing at me. So this is done. This is Jen Kenwell. She's called Pieces to Treasure is her company. This is the pattern. So she's from Australia, and she would say the word pattern.
Janelle Kent.
Janelle Kent. What did I say?
You got the other lady mixed up.
Oh, did I say Jen Kenwell?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. He's my editor. Yeah, Janelle Kent. Sorry, Janelle Kent. I have a
She looks
cousin.
really tall.
She's not much. I'm only 5'4", and she's not much taller than me. She's just
Looks
very
like she's
thin.
6 foot.
No. She's not very tall. I don't think so. I stood next to her. I don't remember her being tall. But no, she was fun to listen to because she has that Australian accent. So she'd say pattern. That's how she'd say. You take your pattern. And I for the longest time I'm like, what is she talking about? And then I was like, oh, she means pattern.
I have never heard an Australian that I didn't like.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I
Olivia
mean?
Newton-John's the first one I knew, and
it's
she
like
was
they're
fun.
all just really delightful.
Yeah. She's very, very calm demeanor, very practical, very, she didn't mince words about anything. If she thought something, she just said it. I mean, she was very fun. But anyway, this line, we can't even order it until July, and I don't think it comes until, gosh, I'm not sure when it comes.
December?
Yeah, it's a ways off.
Wow.
So a lot of these fabrics I've already ordered, but this one I had not. So what I'm making is this adorable little project bag, because project bags are going bananas.
They are.
And what's cool about this one is you basically take the table runner, and it's the way you fold it, it makes a project bag. So how fun is that? And you make these little, and again, I'm holding this far away so you can't see the flaws. These are like 1-inch squares, and then you do the flip and fold with 1-inch.
How big are those? Are those flying geese or no?
No, they're
what's
not
going
flying
on
geese.
on the corners?
These are
on the tips.
You cut. That's a square, and then you do the flip and fold. These are
Flip and fold.
Flip and fold.
Look at how
sew.
tiny the
I know.
flip and folds are.
These are 1-inch squares that you're
Yay,
sewing
yay,
onto a
yay.
2-inch square that you're then turning. I mean, it wasn't as much fun as I was hoping. This caused stress. This did cause relief, but great tips from her. She said, and I, after making this, I absolutely agree. She said when working with wovens, and a woven fabric is different from typically what we use with quilting cottons because it's, well, first of all, it's two-sided, but it has a warp and a weft, and they've been woven instead of just dyed. So they tend to fray. They have this fraying ability that's a little bit more because it's truly a woven. But the pattern is woven into the design instead of printed on it. Lovely. Peter was kind of drooling on these because they just have the best texture. This would be the most beautiful shirt for a man or a blouse for a lady. Oh,
that would be perfect for pajama pants because it's nice and lightweight and
it would. That's a good idea.
And you have 2 layers held together. Open it up so it's just one layer.
Yeah, it's very, very.
Man, look at that! Look at that!
It's got a great vibe, and it would really wash well.
Oh, I hope you're leading up to your starch story.
I am.
Okay, good.
So what she told us, and it was like, okay, duh, makes perfect sense, was now, I don't know what this product is. I'm going to have to look for it. Maybe we can even order it on Amazon. I don't know. I hate to say that, but you know, some things we just can't buy in the store. So she buys a powdered form of starch, mixes it into her water, and makes her own starch. Yeah. And so by doing that, what's really cool about it is she can determine how starchy the starch is. I don't know if that's a word. How starchy the starch is. So it can be like very mildly starchy or very heavy starch. And she literally dips everything in it, hangs it out to dry. Now I've been to Primitive Gatherings with Lisa Bongine, that's the same way she does it. She was literally doing that process when we were there. She's got a drying rack, like a laundry rack. She dips her fabric in, she hangs it up on that, and then she presses it till it's like, and it's like a piece of cardboard. I mean, it is just, it won't move. And that's what Janelle suggested, right? Janelle, am I saying that?
Janelle Kent.
Janelle Kent. That's what she suggested whenever you're working with wovens. And having made this eensy teensy little thing that is, like I said, we're going to hold it from here. I can appreciate that. That would be helpful. The other thing was I wasn't on my regular sewing machine and I didn't have my 1/4 inch foot, so it's like almost 1/2 inch seams on these. Oh well, it wasn't. It was just to test it. But I'm going to put that together. And here's the other part, that this was super cool, that inspired me in another way. So I'm going to share this with you. So you know when you have a layer cake and you've got like all these layers kind of left, and it's like, well, what do I do with those? So what she suggested, and I love this idea, is you just sew them together, and you sew them together, and you use that for your backing. So especially on a small project in this project bag, it's going to be really fun to get this done. And I'll show it to you later when it's finished. But all I got done was this in the same amount of time that it took me to do this. So, But anyway, so and we haven't yet ordered this fabric, but based on your response, we are going to order it.
Oh, look at that patch.
I know, but see, in every class we
Look
went
at
to,
that
isn't that
patch.
fun? Every class we went to, they gave us a patch.
Are you kidding me?
No.
You held out on me.
Well, I haven't been able to show them to you
I didn't get
yet.
to see all your patches.
Oh, here's one. Well, I'll show you that one in a
Okay,
minute.
you can show me the patches later.
Every single designer had a patch. And so Lisa Alexander, and I'll have to find the picture, or no, not Lisa Alexander, the gal from Ruby Star has a pair of overalls, like coveralls that she wears, just wears to go around because she's cool like that. And she was putting them all on her coveralls. It was really cute. So yeah, there's a bunch of patches. So yeah, every class you did, you got a patch. But I'm ordering this fabric. I think you guys will love this. The colors are yummy. I did a little video of her talking about it so you can hear her talk. There's a lot of noise in the background, so it's kind of hard to hear her. But see, here's the toweling. So this is just,
love that toweling.
Isn't this gorgeous?
Oh, it's awesome.
And she's got a book coming that's called 6 and 60 or something, but it's all using a 60-inch length of toweling to make a project. So you can buy a 60-inch, which is basically 1 2/3, and that'll make a lot of projects. So you're gonna see toweling come into be the cool fabric to use. But meanwhile, I'll be taking these home and starching them, and then I'll make the rest of this project. So I'll show it to you finished. But see, look at this. See, this came in this little thing. This is where I keep my sewing supplies and my sanity. Isn't that fun? Mm-hmm. So everything came in a bag, and we'd come back to our table, and there'd be a little goodie and a little stuff. And every time we walked out of the room and came back in, there was something spectacular waiting to be seen after the fact. So that was always fun. So see, look at these little teensy weensy pieces. See that? I do not sew those kind of pieces together. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And look at this little piece. That's the center of the flower.
Oh my.
Lord have mercy. Okay, so that was a project. And then of an evening, so we would do 2 projects during the day, and then of an evening after dinner, which the food was really good. I've been to conferences before where the food was awful, but the food was really good for this. And then we would go back in the evening, we would have a small project. So this was with Barb Groves, who's the Me and My Sister fabrics. And this is just a little ditty bag. Literally flip and sew, make the strings to go in it, and that's it. Isn't this cute? Yeah, super simple, easy project. So we'll have some information about how to make this.
That's adorable.
Isn't that great? It'd be good to put a gift bag in, or, I could even see, you could really use this up and bougie it up and use it for like a bride, for her to carry a little something, They called it something about they also used to wear them on their garments so that they would have something to carry things in. She had a little story about it.
A pouch.
Okay, then the next thing we did, well, there's another thing. Some of this is still being shipped back to us. They give us so much stuff that we've got 2 big boxes. We'll do a box opening of all the swag, basically. It's swag bags, the stuff that they gave us while we were there. So I'll show you that later. When the boxes are shipped from, but we were flying. There's no way. We'd have had to bring 3 more suitcases just to get everything home. So you didn't get to see all of it yet. But we'll do a box opening for that, because I know y'all have been commenting that you're missing seeing our what's new. So we've got something coming. Just hang with me, guys. We got a lot going on, and we're going to do some really fun things. Okay, so then the other class we did, and I actually got some time in on this one. We'll show this one real quick. This is
so pretty.
I know, and it's not finished. I still have a couple borders to put on it. But this is Robin Pickins.
Yeah.
And you'll just get a glance of it. I don't know how close it'll show.
If you
I push the car,
if you stand up and push the chair forward and stand behind the
I'll be okay.
ironing board, yeah, they'll be able to see it.
Okay, so here she is. Hoot hoot.
That's
How
the
pretty.
back side.
Yeah. Oh, is that the back?
That's
Well, that
the
doesn't.
back side.
You can see the wrong side.
There you
It
go.
looked good from my side.
Yeah, it did. Look at that.
Isn't that fun? So this is a line.
Why is that so pretty?
Isn't that gorgeous? This is coming in January.
Oh.
I think January. This is the pattern. Really cute. Heart of the Matter. And this would be great. She actually showed it in colors. She showed it in a lot of different ways. So this is going to be really fun. It's her Darling Peony is the name of the fabric. And we'll be showing you this later in the year. And I will have the sample done so you guys can see it.
Now, what's the Indiana State flower?
It's a peony. Isn't that perfect?
She's doing the Indiana
She's
State
doing the Indiana
flower.
State flower. Yeah. So,
There it is. But you can't appreciate it because it's in a small.
Yeah.
It's in a small square.
I
But
had to
boy,
chop
that's
it.
going to be pretty on the bowl.
I had to chop it. Yeah, I had to chop it. So
Yeah.
isn't that lovely? And this went together really well. So
I love that background, that thatched, that color thatched.
yeah,
that's
this
awesome.
this is her thatched, which there's a blue gazillion
What a
of.
beautiful shade.
So Lenine and I had a good system. She would cut and press, and I would just sew. I was like the little sewing person. So I'm gonna finish it up. I gotta there's another border goes on it, so I'll get that finished. It was just too much. You couldn't do it.
What did Lisa say about that quilt?
She loved it.
Okay.
Our little Lisa in the back room, she loved it. And then another project they gave us, and I didn't bring the whole quilt because it's in the box that I was talking about that's going to ship, came from Heather Briggs. Have to link Miss Heather Briggs of My So Quilty Life. She gave us, and this fabric is coming fairly soon. It's called Bonnet Sue, so there's little mini charms. And you know when they give us these free, you know what we do with them?
What do we do?
We give them away. So we might have to give like one of these away.
Okay, we can give it to me right now.
No! Employees do not qualify. So this is a little mini charm thing. I'll have to keep one of the charms because I have to have it to make the sample. So I can only give one away. I'll give one away. We'll figure out a way to give it away. Maybe comment what you want to know about fabric from the Moda company. Well, we can even ask him. We could go back and ask him. But she had an entire quilt. It was a beautiful quilt. It's a very big quilt. And we couldn't possibly get it done. So I didn't even start on it. It's being shipped back to me. But look at the little tags she makes. These are the other little thing. You sew these into your quilts now. It's like a little hang tag. Isn't that cute?
That's cute.
Really cute.
Okay, so I believe Moda's going to have those patches available to sell. They're going to sell them
You
to you in the
think?
shop. I think so.
You think?
Can I just put my order in right now?
Can you put your order down? Okay, so let me show you a
Because,
few.
I mean, I want to put those on my work apron.
I know. Wouldn't that be
I want to
fun?
put them on my hat.
Yes, yes, yes. On a bag, on a
Yes, on a bag.
on
a bag.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so
A
many
lunchbox.
applications. So here's So Wild. Look at that one.
Oh, God, I can't stand this.
Isn't that precious?
This is amazing.
And look, and they gave us stickers, because you know stickers are cool now. I think it's all that entire generation
Oh
of people
my
that grew up with
God.
Lisa Frank
Look at that.
and that sticker stuff. So we got fun little stickers to put on. Look at our stickers. Lenine was like thrilling because she loves stickers.
Yeah, and Dawn loves stickers
Dawn
too,
loves
because
stickers,
they
too.
put them in their planners and their workbooks.
Yeah, like they. So then here's Quilts Make My Heart Happy. Isn't that cute? That's so fun. Ruby Star Society, guaranteed delightful. Here, this came from Ruby Star Society. This is their little cat. And speaking of mood, and then I got Modavation pins. So I think this is for the event.
Nice.
You know, you keep the pins. And so I'm gonna stick those in here so I don't lose them. And then speaking of Ruby Star Society, we made a bag. Ooh, where's my pattern? See, I'm gonna start saying pattern now, like
Pattern.
like my pattern.
Pattern.
So this is called Zakka Sew. I don't think the book is quite out yet, but we will be getting it. And there's really some fun stuff in here. I got to make this bag, which I was kind of excited about. It's kind of gotten sprinkled. But this is called Paper Cuts, and its fabric will have, you can kind of see the
look
lining.
at those little stamps.
I know, isn't that adorable? And of course it had a gusseted, not a gusseted,
Zippy zip.
a zipper, but it's a bound zipper. So it went in really nice.
Oh yeah, bound.
Put a choke. So that's fun. It's got the rolled handle
You
on
know, okay, that size right there, that's a good Peter size for a lunchbox.
it. Yeah, that is a Peter
That's
lunchbox.
because I got that stupid little bag that I try to squeeze my lunch in, and I can't fit anything.
And you
in
could
it.
use Enselbright in it, so it wouldn't, you know, it would stay.
I would use that. Yeah,
That'd be a
lunch
good
bag.
size. So
Lunch
I got
bag.
to make that. Now this is canvas. This is that speckled fabric in canvas.
Okay, I missed that was canvas. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
feel
I gotta
it. It's
feel
canvas.
That.
It's
Oh, I
canvas.
didn't know that was canvas. Don't tell Julie. Julie loves a speckled.
Well, she's going to
Julie
love it because it's
loves a
coming.
Speckled.
We got the speckled in canvas. So yes, so tell
I'll
Jules.
tell Julie that
Tell
it's
Jules
speckled.
speckled
Actually,
in
I'll go
canvas.
show her that.
Yes, absolutely. I need to get sample information written up on these so we can display them for you.
Is that kitty cat canvas?
And that's the kitty cat pocket. So the
Oh.
pocket inside is kitty
Lined.
cat. See,
It's lined with the
it's lined with
with the
kitty
meow
cat.
meows.
Yeah. So it doesn't have a pocket inside, but it'd be super easy to add one. I just didn't put one in there because the sample didn't call for it. When the sample didn't call for it, you can't add it. So that's that one.
Can I see that book?
Yeah, that's a great
I wanna
book.
see that book.
Yeah, he's going to sit and look while he's running the camera. And then, okay, on an unrelated to the Modavation thing, but I wanted to show you what I did. A few months back, I showed a rag quilt made out of William Morris fabric that's Caif's fabric inspired by William Morris, I guess, for lack of a better term. It's a rag quilt. And y'all have been coming in and looking at it and drooling over it. Well, I bought a third of a yard of like 30 fabrics, which is a fair amount of fabric. And I had enough left from that rag quilt that I ended up with all these strips. So let me show you what I did. This had nothing to do with Modavation. I sewed all those strips together. So this is sort of a jelly roll, but not really, because they were just 2.5 or 1.5 or 3 inch or 4 inch. It was just whatever came off the edge of my quilt, and I sewed them all together. It might be easier to show it this way. I mean, you can even see the salvages on them. I just zippity-doo-dah sewed it through. And then it's like, oh, well, I got to have a back for it. Well, I had some leftover 10-inch squares, and so I made this wild back because I was inspired by my Australian friend to use whatever you have to make a back. She talked about just using whatever you have. So look how fun this back is. I mean, it could almost be another top.
That's so beautiful.
It's just fun. It's just leftover 10-inch squares, a couple chunks of fabric. Now, I feel sure the person who gets to long arm this will hate it because it'll be, you know, screwy. But I tried to make it as square as I could.
I think that back works excellent for the Caif Morris because
Yeah,
Caif Morris.
Caif Morris.
Caif Facet because he has such big prints, and so
Yes.
those big pieces of fabric really show off all
Yes.
the beautiful colors and shapes that he has.
Yeah, you
For
can't
his
cut
fabric.
Caif into little pieces and then really
Man.
enjoy him because he doesn't. But I had all these strips left. I was like, I can't just let those go, man. I got to hold on to those because I bought a third of a yard and I cut them into 10-inch squares. Well, that left me about 2-inch, 3-inch, depending on how wide the cut was, leftovers.
That's so fun.
Yeah, so, you know, use your stash, man. I'm all about using stash up. Shoot, I'd take fabric, just cut it up just to make this, for that matter. So that's what I've been doing for the last week. Sewing, sewing, sewing. It's been fun. It's got me re-energized to really offer some fun programs for the shop. I can tell you we've got right now going on, if you did the Simply Charming, which the Simply Charming program came out of Modavation when we went last year in 2024. Me and my
is that a
sister, that's a hint, me and my sister fabric designer, who is Barb Groves, and her sister Mary. And Barb is primarily doing things now. Mary's kind of retired a little bit from it. But Barb, we did a program with Barb called Simply Charming. I had 50 people coming in once a month just to take the class. We did 2 sessions. And then a lot of you took advantage of, if you bought a charm pack, you got a free pattern to make something with a charm pack. Lovely patterns, super easy blocks. They made kind of smallish quilts, but if you wanted to make them bigger, they're really easy to multiply and make bigger. So that program was a 12-month program. It's ended, and it was fun, and you loved it. But what happened was those patterns were only available 1 month at a time. And some of you missed those patterns. You weren't able to get the entire collection. So now, for the next 6 months, you can buy a charm pack in our store, online or in the store, and you can pick from those 12 patterns. Or actually, there's 11 patterns.
I just saw them all because they were on the Pam had them in
Yes.
folders.
Well, they're hanging up
those are
now.
some really nice patterns.
Yes, they are. They're great patterns.
Really great patterns.
Well written, easy to make, fun, easy to expand to make bigger if you want. Really good patterns just to have in your collection of patterns, like, oh, I want to throw something together and it'll make. So we'll have to plug in a picture because we do have all of the quilts displayed.
I mean, that's a $10 value.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The pattern's a $10
That's what we
pattern.
sell patterns for, is $10 a pop.
Right. Yeah. And all you have to do is buy Charm Square, and you can get, so if you did that program and you missed, say, January or February or July or May or whichever month that we had a particular pattern featured, you can come back and get those now. So pull out the ones you already have and check off what you have, and we'll see that we can get you connected with those again. And then come fall, little hint, little tease, in the fall I will be starting another series using pre-cuts. But it won't be charm packs. So stay tuned for
So
that.
it won't be charm packs. So that only leaves us 3 options.
Yes.
That leaves us a jelly roll, leaves us a layer cake, or it leaves us with those little mini charms.
Or the mini charms. And it will be one of those. I will tell you, it will be one of those.
Okay, so put in the comments, guess below what you think it's going to be.
Yeah, guess what it's going to be.
Is it going to be a charm pack? No.
No, it won't be a charm pack.
Will it be a jelly roll, layer cake, or a mini charm?
Exactly, one of those 3. But I am going to offer a class again this fall, and so be watching. That'll start probably in September or October. I'm going to take a couple months and kind of regroup and get some fun things planned to get started. But I am going to give one of these away. So you guys need to comment on this video. And just, honestly, like I said before, what do you want to know from our fabric designers or our fabric vendors that maybe I can contact them and say, hey, our listeners want to know the answer, and I can send it in to them and talk to them and ask them the answer to your question. So we'll pick a question or 2 and we'll go from there. And I'm going to give one of these away. And this isn't even here yet. That's how cool it is. These are so fun. These little mini charms, 2.5-inch squares. Lots of fun little projects to make with them. Perfect for English paper piecing.
Absolutely.
The best. So we're going to give that one away. So I'm not going to put that back in the bucket.
Don't put it back in the bucket.
I think that's all I'm going to tell you for now. Lots of great things coming. Just hang with us a little bit. I know you guys are missing seeing our videos. Peter's doing a great job with the rest of our staff doing videos and letting you know what's going on in the store. But we're busy. The Indiana Shop Hop's been going on. A little crazy for that. But once we get through June and get past that Shop Hop, we're going to have some fun things coming for you. So thanks for watching today. And I had a great week. I'm really glad you got to share it with us. And Peter's going to plug in some pictures and things to show you more about what we experienced. It was the best, the best industry in the world. I couldn't work in a place that has more fun and does more creative, positive things for the world than working with fiber. So thanks for watching. Have a happy stitchy day wherever you are. Be sure to comment. You want to win. Bye-bye.